What's up, nerds? It's Workshop BJJ, and today we're going to do some leg entries off of a mount escape. We're going to be going to the single leg X and attacking. Today I have a special guest. It's my coach, Chris Tippin, Spider Monkey BJJ. Follow him on Instagram. I'll have the handles below in the description below. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the mount, and what we're going to work on is just a basic shrimp escape. So we're going to build our frames, pancake on the hip, elbow across, other elbow inside the knee. And we're going to use that to open up and expose the leg so that we can step over and enter into the single leg X. We'll hit a sweep and a couple of different finishes and entries off of it. So this guy's got mount, and it sucks to be under his mount. I'm sure there's people that you don't like to be under as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to work on getting our frames built across the hip and inside the knee. So if he sits up real quick, when I say inside the knee, I don't want my elbow out here because it's doing nothing out here. I want to bring it inside where I can use it. And when I build the frame across, I'm not actively pushing with the frame to the extent that I get this to start happening. Or this, where he can just pinch up on my side. I see a lot of shrimping and it turns into this. And now he's working his way to my back or more dangerous things. I'm using the frame to keep him in one place so that I can work my hip out. And what it's going to do is it's going to stretch this leg so that I can step over into it. So I build the frames on the inside. I'm trying to keep him stationary here, and as I work my hip out, sometimes it takes more than one shrimp to get the space, but I'm gonna bring my bottom leg inside as I step my other foot over into the hip. And I wanna show a couple of things as we get to this. He's gonna start to stand up, and I wanna show something about the foot placement here that he sort of rides on me about. So you can put the foot either way, but depending on how your foot is, which way it's turned, is going to mean easy entries and attacks for him with the screamer right here. So is there anything wrong with doing this? No, but it's easy for him to attack if it starts to lose connection. But there's also attacks that he can hit off of this side and start to separate here. You can do the same thing. So as we plant that, we don't want to accidentally stick it too high where it's easy for him to attack, and we don't want to keep it too low. You want to turn it where you have good control stomping on the hip. My hips are elevated, they're not down here on the ground. They're up, my knees are pinched. So first we're gonna start with the sweep. I was originally taught this sweep by using the waiter here, like you're carrying a plate, but you don't need this. As I cup up on the leg and I pinch, really all I have to do is pinch up and drive my knees in a corkscrew fashion to the outside as I pinch in on the heel. And most of the time, you can get the sweep alone off of that. And then we can attack this right here. Obviously, our straight ankles and other stuff coming into play. So as we're here, we can pinch up, get tight, make sure that as we lock this up, the blade is coming and finding the Achilles. Get heavy, pinch both knees super tight this way. And then from here, we look back and away as we sort of start to bow out. It gives us our pressure to get the finish. So for the next entry, what we're gonna do is, let's say he's being super stubborn about the sweep. Some people have really good balance. So we can go ahead and start back in the single leg X. So once we get to here from our entry and we're playing off of this, you know, maybe you're sitting here, you're trying to finish the sweep, but he's just able to keep this leg. So what we're gonna do first is we can sort of invoke response from him by putting this leg in more danger. So with his foot on the mat, we can't really finish any attacks here. I don't have the range of motion. I might get tight on the calf, but not tight enough to finish from here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this leg, this under him, help me elevate as I stomp on the hip, and it lets me bring the leg up. You can see his foot's leaving the mat. So we can attack from here to cause him to step, move, try to get heavy on that foot, and go straight back into our sweep. You might not finish that while he's up. You can, but they're gonna move. They're gonna react to it. And usually it falls into play and helps you get that sweep. Off of that same motion, using the elevation, we can also enter into the saddle. So as I have this, if I use that same method of elevation and get him to come up, we can pass the leg across. So as I use this and lift, you can see I can pass the leg across. And now, all I have to do to enter into the saddle is pop my hip out, and I'm gonna step through into the other leg. So here, I'm gonna be very gentle with this right now. But as I sort of bow and flare, I'll pull the leg, and we've entered into the saddle. The heel is exposed, so we can immediately start attacking. Different variations to get to the finish here. But just a few entries, working from the bottom side mount and immediately getting access to the legs if that's your thing. I appreciate you for watching. Again, I'm gonna have his information in the bottom if you wanna see more stuff like what I show. I learned it all from him. So go check him out. It'll be in the description below. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.